Yeah, hello everyone. My name is Byeongjo from the Asian Development Bank. I work as a digital technology specialist in the digital sector office. So thank you all for joining today's session. I also want to thank UNESCO for this opportunity to speak at this important event. Uh, so in today's presentation, I will talk about some of practical ways how AI can contribute to fast and equal access to public interest information. I will briefly talk about some of the real field examples and as well as some of the opportunities and risks we must manage, and also some recommendations that might be helpful in leveraging such AI technologies to enhance the information accessibility responsibly. When it comes to information accessibility, the main problem isn't lack of information. It's more of the right information rarely reaches the right people in time and in a form they can act on. The AI can contribute in closing this gap by lowering language barriers and turning complex data into understandable and actionable language, and also simplifying public service access with translations and automatic classifications. So if you look at how AI could lower language barriers, it could turn speech and print into text and also translate across languages and even read text aloud. So people can find and use public interest information in their own languages. And AI can also translate complex data into human terms. For example, if we look at how AI is enabling environment monitoring, AI is paired with sophisticated and multi-source data, for example, from satellite imagery to ground sensors and predictive models. And AI can translate such complex data into understandable and actionable guidance for the user, and such as like who needs to do what, where, and by when. That shift from raw maps and raw data to clear instructions speed decisions and enables communities to act on. And lastly, public services often exist, but the path to them is sometimes confusing, especially people in remote areas or who don't use the official language. It could be very challenging. And here, AI acts like a multilingual front door. A person can speak or type a question in their own language, then the AI assistant can translate the language, automatically classify the needs, and then routes them to the right place. And these are some of the examples how AI can contribute in, effectively helping people to access the right information. So, taking all this together, AI could contribute in helping people understand, decide, and reach the right services and information. And let me show you a real example from one of ADB's AI projects in India, where farmers are uh, using a multilingual assistant and also instant pest detection and context-aware advice. And this solution is being implemented to solve some long-standing problems, such as, farmers have questions and ask for information every day, but expert guidance is scattered across manuals and PDFs, and sometimes you don't even have enough experts to provide you the right information or guidance, and sometimes, they're not in your own languages. And if you look at the left panel, that's the AI conversational chatbot. Farmers can ask in chat or voice in local languages. And then this AI bot retrieves answers from official manuals and advisories, cites the sources, and explains text in plain language. So instead of searching through like a number of PDFs or websites, a farmer can just simply ask, how do I prevent waterlogging, and get a clear step-by-step answer instantly, along with a link that to the underlying guidance. And the right side is the AI pest and disease detector. When something looks wrong in the field, a quick phone scan classifies likely pests or disease using the AI models trained on open image data sets plus local field photos. And 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 the application then returns immediate multilingual guidance, such as symptoms to confirm and recommended treatment. And the same application could become even smarter when we add local context and also resilience to poor connectivity. If we see how AI works behind the scene, AI helps to gather and translate the complicated local data to context-aware recommendations on farming decisions. For example, weather forecasts or market prices and soil diagnostic using IoT sensors. AI can turn all this multi-source data into situational and personalized recommendations. And we also have to think about digital divide, but with the help of on-device AI, such as open source large language models that can actually operate on your own device without any internet connectivity, and also the knowledge packs cached or saved on your device, those can really help farmers to use essential information and answers that this application provide without internet connections. And then the application will sync automatically when the connection returns. So I spoke about like some of the opportunities and benefits that AI can offer in terms of helping people to access the right information, but there are also risks that needs to be managed. First is surveillance and discriminations. Uh, when we use predictive or biometric signals to personalize access, you know, such accessibility tools can quietly become surveillance infrastructure. It opens the door to profiling by location, behavior, or identity. So in order to avoid such negative impact, we should ensure that we have a purpose limitation uh, and also the protection to privacy and prevent from using sensitive identifiers unless it's strictly necessary. And we should also keep independent oversight and give people clear opt-out paths. And secondly, bias and exclusion. Underrepresented languages, dialects, and groups get worse accuracy in terms of AI performance, which could potentially lead to a misclassification and denial of services. So if governance that lacks community input will likely to repeat the same blind spots. And lastly, as we all know, generative AI sometimes hallucinate. AI systems that summarize or translate can sometimes invent details or fill gaps too confidently. So we have to have sort of a technical guardrails to prevent and minimize such a negative impact or shortcomings of these AI systems. It could be the use of retrieval augmented answers, which are grounded in official sources with visible citations. And we should also escalate to a human for any sensitive or safety topics. And we should apply conservative refusal policies when sources are unclear. And this is my last slide. I also want to talk about some key considerations and also provide some recommendations to how we can scale such work responsibly. And we need to ask three simple questions. Who controls the data, who shapes the system, and who can actually use it? First, I want to talk about data sovereignty. The information people share should stay under their control and collected with consent and used only for a clear purpose. And we also think about the data provenance. The data should be traceable to each source. And also the collected data, individual data should be easy to delete. In practice, that means, plain language, concept flows, role-based access, and data agreements that spell out who can use what for which purpose and for how long. And secondly, inclusive AI development. Um, we have to co-design the AI model and AI system with the communities who will use the tool. We should set group level quality bars, test for parity across languages and modalities. And if a group isn't well served, we need to fix the problem or we should not deploy, right? And we also have to have a human feedback loop in place so errors are caught and uh, correctly addressed. Lastly, bridging the digital divide, no signal shouldn't mean no service. We should build offline mode for the people who are living in the place with limited internet access, right? We can address this with the on-device AI models and cached uh, knowledge packs. So uh, with all that, I want to end my presentations and thank you all for your attention. Thank you.